Welcome to this week's episode of The Deep Dive.
Great to be here.
I'm really excited about today's topic. It's something we've mentioned briefly before, just sort of touched on its potential,
hmm
but it really deserves its own deep dive. So today, we're going all in on the incredible power of one particular fruit, the
Yeah.
tart cherry, often overlooked, but truly mighty.
Absolutely. And it's perfect timing, too.
Exactly. Summer's here. And with it comes, well, sunshine and fun, but also unique challenges for managing gout.
Definitely. The heat, lifestyle changes.
Yeah.
It all plays a role.
We know for anyone living with gout that awful pain, the stiffness, maybe not being able to move around like you want a summer can feel tricky.
It really can. And for those caring for someone with gout, we see you. It takes dedication.
It does. But the good news, the really transformative news, is it doesn't have to be that way. Our goal today isn't just talking about gout.
Right. It's about feeling better.
Feeling better, moving more freely and honestly, enjoying delicious food without constantly worrying. We're definitely going to challenge that old idea that a gout diet has to be bland.
Oh, absolutely. That's a myth we need to bust.
So let's unpack this. How can we genuinely empower you this summer? Give you real, actionable, research-backed insights to not just manage gout, but to really thrive.
Let's get into it.
Okay, so here's where it gets really interesting and honestly a bit sobering right off the bat.
Mm.
For so long, we've kind of thought of gout as, just a joint problem. Painful, yes, often in the big toe, but sort of isolated.
Like a localized nuisance, yeah.
Exactly, something you deal with when a flare happens. But the latest research, it's showing gout is way more than that. It's deeply connected to your overall health.
It's a systemic issue. That's the key shift in understanding.
It's like your body's trying to tell you something bigger.
That's a perfect way to put it. And we've got
Yeah.
some major findings backing this up now. There's a huge study from Oxford University. Truly groundbreaking stuff.
Oxford, okay.
Yeah.
What did they find?
Well, this wasn't a small study. They looked at over 152,000 gout patients. A massive cohort.
Wow, that's a lot of people.
It is. And the sheer scale makes the findings really compelling. What they discovered is that people with gout have a significantly higher risk of cardiovascular disease.
Higher risk of heart problems. How much higher?
Overall, a 58% higher risk compared to people without gout.
58%. That's substantial.
It absolutely is. But here's where it gets even more specific and kind of concerning, especially when you look at gender.
Oh, how does it break down?
The study found that women with gout have an 88% higher risk of cardiovascular disease compared to women without gout.
88%. That's almost double.
It's a stark difference. For men, the increase was 49%. Still very significant, of course, but that disparity between men and women is really striking.
Why such a big difference? Any ideas?
Well, the study suggests a few possibilities. It could be that gout affects health pathways differently in women, or perhaps gout in women is signaling an even stronger underlying inflammatory condition that affects the whole system, including the heart and blood vessels.
So this raises a really important question, doesn't it? Could gout be like an early warning sign for your heart?
That's exactly the question it raises. It strongly suggests that the chronic inflammation from those uric acid crystals isn't just hitting the joints. It's like this low-level smoldering fire affecting blood vessel linings, maybe contributing to plaque buildup over time.
Which makes the heart work harder, increases risk.
Precisely. Heart attacks, strokes. It underlines that managing uric acid isn't just about stopping joint pain. It's potentially life-saving.
So what this really means for you listening is we need to take uric acid levels seriously, like as seriously as blood pressure or cholesterol.
Absolutely. It's a vital health marker. Managing it proactively isn't just about the immediate flare relief, crucial as that is. It's about protecting your heart, your long-term health, your vitality.
Knowing this connection is really empowering, actually. It gives you another powerful reason to stay on top of your gout management.
It does. It's not just for your joints, it's truly for your whole life.
That really reframes the whole conversation around gout, from a localized issue to a systemic health flag. And speaking of progress, there's some really exciting news on the treatment front too, right? Something giving a lot of hope.
Yes, definitely. There was some really promising news reported at the ELAR 2025 Congress just recently, on June 16th.
Eli, okay, what's the buzz?
It's about a new type of drug, specifically for patients with what's called refractory gout.
Refractory gout. What does that mean exactly?
That's when the standard treatments, the usual oral medications like allopurinol or febuxostat, just aren't working well enough. Uric acid levels stay too high, flares keep happening. Yeah. It's incredibly tough for those patients.
So they've kind of run out of options.
Often, yeah. Or they might need more intensive treatments like IV infusions, which are inconvenient and costly.
Right. So what's this new development?
It's a new URIT1 inhibitor. The specific drug reported on was called SAP001. And the results presented were, frankly, revolutionary for these refractory patients.
So.
Clinical trials showed it got nearly 100% of these difficult-to-treat patients down to the target uric acid level below 6 milligrams per deciliter within just 3 months,
Nearly 100%, compared to what with usual treatments.
compared to maybe only 10% reaching target with conventional therapy in that same group.
Wow, that's a night and day difference.
It really is. And here's the other huge part. SAP001 is an oral treatment, a pill.
So instead of needing IVs.
Exactly. Imagine the difference. Taking a pill at home versus spending hours at a clinic for infusions. The accessibility, the convenience, the relief, it's immense.
That's truly a game changer for quality of life.
Absolutely. If you connect this to the bigger picture, it's a massive step forward for people who felt trapped, who are dealing with constant pain and disability. It means fewer hospital visits, more independence, a chance to reclaim a more normal life.
That's incredibly hopeful news. Science really moving things forward.
It offers genuine hope for better long-term control and freedom from those debilitating effects.
Okay, so we've got this deeper understanding of gout's connections and real hope on the treatment horizon. Now, let's zoom in on right now, summer. You mentioned lifestyle changes. Turns out summer is actually peak gout season.
It sounds counterintuitive, doesn't it? More fresh food, maybe more activity.
Yeah, but the data says otherwise.
It does. There was a large Japanese study, looked at over 200,000 patients, published in Frontiers in Pharmacology. Really solid research.
What did they find?
They confirmed a very clear seasonal pattern. Prescriptions for gout medications spiked significantly, 32% higher in the summer months compared to winter.
32% higher in summer. Why? What's happening?
Well, the study points to a few key factors. The big one is dehydration. Summer heat means more sweating.
Right, you lose fluids.
Exactly. And if you're not replacing those fluids consistently, your blood volume can decrease slightly. When that happens, the concentration of uric acid in your blood goes up.
Making it easier for crystals to form.
Precisely. It creates the perfect storm for uric acid to crystallize in the joints, triggering a flare. Plus, think about summer lifestyles. Maybe more barbecues, potentially more alcohol at social events, changes in routine.
Little things that add up.
They can, yeah. All these factors contribute. So this study really underscores why paying attention to hydration and smart summer habits is so critical.
It explains why this deep dive today is so timely for our listeners' well-being. It's about preventing those summer flares.
Absolutely. Being proactive is key.
Okay, that makes perfect sense. It highlights that need for strategy, not just reacting. So let's shift from the problem to the solutions. Delicious solutions.
My favorite part.
We really want to hammer home that a gout-friendly diet does not have to be boring or bland. Let's talk about some fantastic allies you have in your kitchen, especially for keeping gout flares away.
And top of that list, as you hinted earlier, has to be tart cherries.
The star of the show today.
They really are. They're not just tasty, they are a genuine powerhouse for gout management. The magic ingredient, so to speak, is anthocyanins.
Anthocyanins, and those are the pigments, right? Give them the red color.
Exactly, those deep red and purple colors. But they're also incredibly potent anti-inflammatories. Think of them as natural firefighters for the inflammation that causes gout pain and swelling.
So they directly target the flare process.
Yes, they interfere with those inflammatory pathways. And this isn't just folklore. We have solid clinical studies. Research consistently shows around a 35% reduction in gout attacks for people who regularly consume tart cherries or tart cherry juice.
35% reduction, that's significant.
It's very significant. And it's clinically proven, not just anecdotal, a simple, delicious food with real, measurable benefits. Imagine cutting your risk of a flare by over a third just by enjoying cherries.
That's incredibly empowering. A simple, natural tool.
Definitely a powerful addition to your wellness toolkit.
Okay, tart cherries are a clear winner. What about other summer fruits? Is there another superhero we should know about?
There absolutely is. Let's talk about watermelon.
Ah, summer classic.
It's fantastic for gout management. First off, it's about 92% water. Huge hydration boost right there.
Hydration, check. What else?
And it's virtually purine-free. Remember, purines are the compounds that break down into uric acid. So low purines mean less raw material for those painful crystals.
Okay, high water, low purine. Sounds good. You called it nature's circulation booster.
I did, because watermelon contains a natural compound called citrulline.
Citrulline, what does that do?
Your body converts citrulline into arginine, and arginine helps produce nitric oxide.
Nitric oxide. That
Right.
helps blood vessels relax.
Exactly. It's a vasodilator. It helps widen blood vessels, improving blood flow. Better blood flow means your kidneys can filter out waste products, including excess uric acid, more efficiently.
So the water dilutes the uric acid and the citrulline helps the kidneys flush it out faster?
That's the powerful synergy, yes. Dilution plus improved excretion. It's crucial in summer when dehydration risk is higher.
That's amazing.
And here's a cool historical fact. Ancient Egyptians, over 4,000 years ago, apparently used watermelon for kidney problems.
No way.
Yes. Turns out they were onto something. Modern science confirms watermelon supports kidney function and helps eliminate uric acid.
Ancient wisdom meets modern science. I love that.
It's pretty incredible, isn't it?
Okay, so we've got these two superfoods, tart cherries and watermelon. How do we put them together easily and deliciously?
Ah, the practical application. We've got the perfect recipe. The summer cooling cherry and watermelon bowl.
Sounds refreshing already.
It is, and it's designed to be super easy, about 20 minutes prep time, and packed with gout-fighting goodness.
Perfect. What's in it? Let's give listeners the ingredients.
Okay, you'll need 1 cup of fresh tart cherries. Or, if fresh are hard to find, half a cup of frozen thawed ones work great too.
Got it. Cherries.
2 cups of cubed watermelon. Nice and crisp.
Watermelon. Check.
Half a cup of plain Greek yogurt. The 0% fat kind is ideal.
Greek yogurt for protein.
Exactly.
Ah.
Then, 2 tablespoons of fresh mint leaves, chopped up.
Mint for freshness. Nice.
1 tablespoon of honey, but that's totally optional, just for a touch of sweetness if you like.
Yeah. Okay. Optional honey.
Half a cup of cooked and cooled quinoa.
Quinoa for substance.
Adds fiber and nutrients. And 1 tablespoon of chia seeds.
Chia seeds too. Okay.
And finally, just a squeeze of lime juice to taste for that bright zing.
Lime juice. Perfect. See it? That sounds anything but bland.
Right. It's colorful, flavorful, refreshing, perfect for summer, and actively good for you.
So let's quickly break down why this combo works so well, ingredient by ingredient.
Sure. The tart cherries obviously bring those anthocyanins, reducing attack risk, lowering uric acid, fighting inflammation.
The star player.
The watermelon brings massive hydration to dilute uric acid, plus that citrulline for circulation and kidney support.
Hydration and flushing.
The Greek yogurt gives you lean protein without adding purines, helps you feel full.
Good protein source.
Mint adds that refreshing flavor and has its own mild anti-inflammatory properties.
A little bonus there.
And the quinoa and chia seeds. They add fiber, healthy fats, extra nutrients, all without purines. Makes it a balanced, satisfying bowl.
Really covers all the bases.
And here's a pro tip. Try freezing the watermelon cubes beforehand. Makes it extra icy and refreshing on a hot day.
Ooh, like a healthy slushy bowl.
Kind of. And remember, watermelon's natural diuretic effect, combined with good overall hydration, really helps flush that uric acid out, especially when it's hot.
This recipe is great. Easy for anyone to make, whether for themselves or someone they're caring for, offers relief and enjoyment.
Exactly. Delicious, beneficial food.
Fantastic. That recipe really shows how enjoyable gout management can be. But okay, let's get to the absolute core of summer strategy. Hydration.
The foundation.
Is it really just about drinking more water? Or is there more to it? Let's bust some myths and get into the science that actually works for preventing summer flares.
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? And the answer is clear. It's about strategic hydration, not just guzzling water.
Strategic hydration. Okay, what does that mean?
It means how you hydrate, what you drink, and when you drink are just as vital as the total amount. And the research backs this up powerfully. Proper strategic hydration can cut gout attacks by up to 48%.
Almost half. Just from hydrating correctly.
Yes. But it's not achieved by waiting until you're parched. It requires a consistent, deliberate approach that considers timing, fluid type, and maintaining electrolyte balance, especially in summer heat.
Why is the strategy so important?
Well, think back to what happens when you get even slightly dehydrated. Blood volume drops, uric acid concentration goes up.
Right, the crystal risk increases.
Exactly. Strategic hydration keeps that uric acid diluted. It prevents it from reaching the point where it crystallizes, and it helps your kidneys flush it out efficiently.
So it raises that key question. Are you hydrating effectively, proactively, or just drinking when you feel thirsty?
Because thirst is a lagging indicator, right? By the time you feel thirsty, especially in the heat, your body's already playing catch-up. Dehydration has begun. Uric acid levels might already be rising.
So being proactive, staying ahead of thirst, is the real defense.
Absolutely. Consistent, proactive hydration is your #1 defense against summer flares.
That 48% figure is seriously motivating. It shows how much control you actually have. So, let's get specific. How much fluid do we actually need in summer for gout management?
Okay, the science gives us pretty clear guidelines. For gout patients in summer, the target is generally 3 to 4 liters of fluid per day.
3 to 4 liters. What's that in cups?
That's about 12 to 16 cups spread throughout the day.
12 to 16 cups. Okay.
And here's a really crucial add-on. If you're doing any kind of outdoor activity, walking, gardening, anything in the sun, you need an extra 500 milliliters, which is about 2 more cups, for every hour of that activity.
Extra for activity. Got it. What about timing?
Timing is critical. Start hydrating before you go out. Aim to drink a good amount, maybe 500 milliliters or so, about 2 hours before significant sun exposure or planned activity.
Get ahead of it.
Yes, and then keep sipping consistently throughout the day. Don't rely on thirst. Think of it like fueling your body's natural defense system against uric acid buildup.
You're helping your kidneys do their job.
Exactly, keeping things diluted, preventing crystallization, flushing it out. It's fundamental for a comfortable, active summer.
It's a lot of fluid, but clearly worth it. Okay, let's tackle another common summer question. Fruits. We know watermelon and cherries are allies. What about other summer fruits? Are they friend or foe? It gets confusing.
It can be confusing, definitely,
Yeah.
but knowing the specifics helps you make smart choices. So allies we've covered: watermelon, hydration, low purine, citrulline; tart cherries, anthocyanins, attack reduction.
Right.
Another great ally group: citrus fruits, lemons, oranges, grapefruits. They're high in vitamin C.
And vitamin C is good for gout.
Yes, research shows vitamin C can help your kidneys excrete more uric acid. It actually helps lower blood levels. So squeezing lemon or lime into your water, having an orange crack, those are beneficial habits.
Okay, citrus is good. What about fruits to be cautious with?
The main caution comes during an active flare. Yeah. In that situation, it's generally wise to temporarily limit high fructose fruits.
High fructose. Like what?
Things like very sweet grapes, sweet pears, maybe mangoes or figs.
Why avoid those during a flare?
High fructose intake, especially when your system is already inflamed, can cause a temporary spike in uric acid production. While these fruits are healthy normally during that acute flare phase, they could potentially make things worse or last longer.
So it's about timing and context. Not that they're always bad, but maybe pause them if you're actively flaring up.
Exactly. It's about being strategic and listening to your body.
That's super practical advice. Okay, let's put this hydration strategy into concrete actions. What are some real game changers, some easy habits people can adopt this summer?
Let's break down some key daily practices. These are simple but powerful. First, the morning protocol. Yep. Drink 500 milliliters. That's about 2 cups of water right when you wake up.
What is thing?
You've been fasting all night, maybe slightly dehydrated. This kickstarts your metabolism, rehydrates you immediately, and gets your kidneys flushing out toxins and uric acid early. It sets a good tone for the whole day.
Reset button. Got it. What's next?
Heat protection. Add an extra 250 milliliters, about 1 cup. For every 10 degrees Fahrenheit, the temperature goes above 75 degrees Fahrenheit.
Adjusting for the heat? Makes sense.
It accounts for that extra sweat loss, keeping your blood from getting too concentrated. Prevents that uric acid spike.
Okay. What about exercise?
The exercise rule. Drink about 150 milliliters, a little over half a cup, every 15 minutes during activity.
Every 15 minutes. Consistent sips.
Yes. Don't wait until you're done or feeling thirsty. Consistent replenishment prevents dehydration during exertion and keeps your body cooling efficiently.
Right. Stay ahead of it. Anything else?
Yes, the evening flush. Drink about 300 milliliters, maybe a cup and a quarter, about 2 hours before bed.
Why before bed? Won't that mean getting up all night?
Doing it 2 hours before bed gives your body time to process most of it before you're deeply asleep, minimizing disruption. But it still supports kidney function overnight, helping clear uric acid while you rest.
So hydrating around the clock, basically.
That's the goal. Maintaining consistent, optimal hydration to build that strong defense.
Those are fantastic, really specific tips. It makes the strategic hydration concept very clear and actionable. So the bottom line is unavoidable. Summer dehydration, gout loves it, you hate it.
Absolutely.
Strategic hydration is your secret weapon. Watermelon and tart cherries are your delicious allies. And the golden rule: hydrate before you feel thirsty. By then, it might be too late.
Proactive is the name of the game.
Okay, building on that solid hydration base, let's expand to a more complete treatment toolbox for some gout defense. Beyond just drinking and eating right, what other practical steps can people take?
Right, let's think holistically. This is about creating a comprehensive shield. First, really lock in that preheat hydration. Make it a non-negotiable habit. 1 liter of water before 10 a.m. every single day.
Start strong.
Start strong, build that foundation before the day's heat really hits. Consistency is everything.
Okay, what else goes in the toolbox?
Incorporate cooling foods consciously. Think watermelon, cucumber, mint. Try to get some into every meal.
Yeah.
They're hydrating and anti-inflammatory, helping cool your system from the inside out.
Be cool. Makes sense.
Adopt a smart shade strategy. Avoid that peak sun between 10 a.m. and 4 p.m. when you can. It's not just sunburn. It's about reducing body temp, minimizing sweat loss, lowering that inflammatory stress from heat.
Stay out of the hottest sun. Simple, but effective.
Manage your electrolyte balance. Especially during heat waves or if you sweat a lot, a tiny pinch of sea salt in your water can help replenish lost minerals. Helps your body hold on to water better too.
Just a pinch, though.
Just a pinch. Then, always have a nice backup. Keep instant cold packs handy. Flares can hit fast and hard. Immediate cold helps numb pain, reduce swelling, calm inflammation. It's about immediate relief.
Emergency relief kit. Good idea.
Prepare a travel kit. Portable water bottle always, plus your emergency meds like colchicine if prescribed. Preparedness equals peace of mind, especially if you're traveling or mobility is tricky.
Be ready on the go.
Consider a pool strategy, swimming. It's fantastic, low-impact exercise, super gentle on joints, and it naturally cools your whole body. Great way to stay active and beat the heat.
Joint-friendly exercise plus cooling. Win-win.
Think about AC planning. Keep your indoor temp stable and cool, ideally 68-72 degrees Fahrenheit. This reduces the work your body has to do to fight external heat, lowering overall systemic stress.
Keep the indoors cool and consistent.
Practice foot elevation. After being in the sun or standing a lot, elevate your feet for 20 minutes. Helps with swelling, boosts circulation in those vulnerable lower joints.
Simple but helps drainage.
And finally, maintain sleep hydration. Keep water by the bed for sips if you wake up. Ensures you stay hydrated even during that long overnight stretch. Keeps kidneys working.
Covering all angles, day and night.
Exactly. This comprehensive approach is about empowering you to truly enjoy summer, not just endure it. It's proactive care, taking back control.
That is a fantastic practical toolkit. Really empowers people to feel prepared and proactive. Okay, let's wrap up with a couple of cool facts just to reinforce how amazing some of these simple solutions are, and then maybe a little humor.
Sounds good.
We mentioned watermelon and its citrulline boosting circulation. It really is like nature designed it perfectly to help kidneys filter uric acid, isn't it?
It truly seems that way. That combination of high water content and the citrulline-arginine pathway enhancing blood flow to the kidneys is remarkable. And tying back to that ancient wisdom,
The Egyptians.
yes, using watermelon for kidney issues 4,000 years ago. It's just fascinating how intuitive knowledge sometimes precedes scientific proof by millennia. Modern research just keeps confirming how beneficial it is for kidney function and uric acid elimination.
It really makes you appreciate these natural foods. Okay, ready for a little gout humor?
Let's hear it.
Why did the gout crystal go to the beach?
Uh-oh, why?
It heard the ocean was salty, but it completely forgot about strategic hydration.
I see what you did there. Needs more water.
Exactly. Needs more water. Okay, so let's bring it all together. What does this mean for you listening right now?
Well, we've covered a lot.
We have. We've seen that gout isn't just about joints. It's linked to bigger health picture, like your heart. We've heard about exciting new treatments offering real hope. And maybe most importantly for today, we've learned that strategic summer management using the power of tart cherries, using smart, proactive hydration is your most effective and honestly delicious defense.
It puts a lot of control back in your hands.
It does. Managing gout is definitely a journey, but it's one where you have real tools, real control to find comfort and live well.
So maybe the question to leave you with is this. What's one thing from today, one hydration tip? Maybe trying that cherry watermelon bowl
Yeah.
that you'll commit to integrating this week.
Just one thing to start.
Just one small, consistent step. See how it feels. Build from there. Feel the difference it can make.
That's great advice. Start small, be consistent. Well, thank you so much for joining us for this deep dive today. We really hope you feel more informed, more empowered, and ready to tackle summer with confidence and comfort.
I hope it was helpful.
Please subscribe wherever you get your deep dives so you don't miss our future explorations. We'll be back next week with another fascinating topic.
Looking forward to it.
And remember, relief and living a vibrant life, they aren't just possibilities, they are absolutely within your reach.